Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just a fly and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down me say Rastafari. War and crime and do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen. Yeah. Just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, and we love Jah, me love Jah, me love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, me love Jah. Rastafari, oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari, come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make him a throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when my like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the floor. Make up what I seen to make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. You might throw a stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
The Minister of Education can lift her skirt up to get a job of her choosing, one that pays her very well. But when the Minister of Education is speaking to us, she should mind to keep her skirts down. Good morning and welcome to the Trenches. Thank you all for joining us this morning. It is us against the government, because this government and its surrogates would want to have you believe that we should allow the government to continue with the corruption and the stealing in silence. They will have to shoot me first, though, wouldn't they? Because I'm not going to stay silent while this government carry on its barbaric behavior in open, in plain sight, while lying to the public in our parliament and misleading the nation. Good morning and welcome to Global TV. Thank you all for joining us this morning. To my community of party, all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning. To those of you reeling from the hurricane and getting back online, welcome back. Good morning. To those of you on the other side of the pond, celebrating Thanksgiving, good morning, welcome, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Thank you all for being here this morning. How are you out here? Everybody across the pond is doing the big cook today, isn't it? Will there be any fight at the family table? Or will Melissa and the destruction in Jamaica dominate the conversation at the dinner table this evening on the other side of the pond? But Jamaica is the stage and we must keep focus. But the Minister of Education yesterday did something quite nasty, something that we don't even want to hear from an elected political official, never mind an appointed one, that even don't even want to spend the money we pay her on herself. I mean, these people are very rude, don't you think? These people are very rude. Sharon Bernard, good morning, welcome. How are you? Pamela Akola, good morning, good morning. Colleen, good morning and welcome. Miranda Ruddock, good morning. Lassam, you know, Barbara Simpson, Monica Wills, Charlotte Graham, good morning, good morning. Lynette Jenkins, good morning. Violet Watson, Elga Fletcher, Keith Matthews, Barbara Simpson. Good morning, Nin Miles, good morning. Davina Maxwell, good morning to you. Timia and Ashley, good morning. Welcome to the Global TV family. Thanks for having you all on board. Sophia Hall, good morning and welcome. Today we need some cloth to clean the floor. The Minister of Education will be our floor mop for this morning because she had made quite a comment yesterday, which we ought to take her to task over that. And this, for me, is something that Dana Dixon's position should be considered. She ought to resign for such a nasty politicization of our $1.4 billion. Our $1.4 billion that this government siphoned off and give us some old broke down buses. Some old full roofs. That's what the government gave us. For $1.4 billion. And Dana Dixon is saying to us that a labor rights alone entitled to use them. Because Dana Dixon said because the opposition and civil society had questions about the fuckery that wanna take up, give with the $1.4 billion, is that we shouldn't have access to them. That's what I'm getting from the Minister of Education. So the Minister of Education is saying, if you didn't support us politically with the waste of $1.4 billion and a bunch of old junks, literally what they were, then you're not supposed to have the benefit of the old sinting. We're going to start the morning off in a rough and tumble. No, not with wholeness. You're going to hear from the Prime Minister this morning because the Prime Minister feels proud of his disgraceful behavior to the point where he even leave it over JIS and PBCJ where it happened and carry over for him platform and clip and carry over there, thinking that I should be lauded for this nasty, gangsterized market boy behavior. PNP, come here. Ballsless and overless opposition. Come here. Don't come close now. Come. You ballsless lot. When it was 14 of you, you told us our hands are tied because we lack the vice and the power. All right. We work with socks off and we double on our amount. 28. 28. 14 plus 14 equals 0. 14 plus 14 equal 0. I mean, we have to start the maths overnight like the Minister of Transport and Lies and Stories, or the Minister of Overnight Calculation and Investigation. Wouldn't that be a very much title? Wouldn't that be a fitting title for Darrell Vaz? The Minister of Overnight calculation and investigation. Type that in the comment, please, globalists. Minister of Hey, Jesus have mercy. Hey, Jamaica has fallen short of something, you know. Fallen short of brain. Now I get it. Jamaica's fallen short of brains. Minister of overnight calculation and investigation. Debbie must have cooked up the good old Thanksgiving dinner. Minister of overnight calculation and investigation. The minister only seems to do things well or effective when it's done overnight. Whoa! Balo! Darrell Vance can only function overnight. Want to notice when it's about overnight, Darrell can only get it overnight. Want to notice it? Minister of Overnight Calculation and Investigation. That's the new title going forward, all right? Because this minister seemed to get it right when he do it overnight. If you give him any latitude around the overnight, it never get done. So, when you know, say, if you don't want Darrell Vance to function, it have to be done overnight. But put that aside to the ballsless 0% PNP. We would PNP would, even though not 0% right now, we would even take out a loan pound. PNP, come here. Even though you're all 0% at the moment, I wouldn't encourage anyone to take a loan out at you. Because when you are at 14%, I mean, many of us took loan out on you when you were at 14% and said that you're down to 0% now and we don't want a loan. You know something wrong? PNP, come here. Let us show you how an opposition rattle and tattle and disobedient in part. You see the uptown galang in Mark Golden. You see the uptown have the skirt, high heels, and them something they want to can't come in at the PNP. When you notice the Portia never in the fuckery. Have you noticed Portia Simpson never in the fuckery? Let us show you how a parliament supposed to operate when you have a dictatorship as we are operating at the moment. It cannot be business as usual for the opposition. The opposition cannot become so classy. Opposition, come here. You cannot become so classy in the face of a tyrannical dictator. You just cannot do that. And that's why at 0%, none of we not take out no loan pan you. Yes, we are full economically because when you were at 14% PNP, all people will run and queue up and take out loan pan you. Now you're at 0% and none of we not want a loan. Oh, no, that's something wrong. Lord God Almighty, look at how an opposition behaves when they don't get their way or when the government decide to silence them.
I'm not scared of nothing. Honorable Malim, I'm not scared of nothing. Inconsistent. Honorable Malim, please take your seat. Yes, what are you rising on, Honorable Member?
Can I just sit down, please? I want you to raise the order.
Hey, man, I'm not going to sit down, man.
Sit down.
Speak your words to my head, Honorable Malim.
Sit.
Honorable Malema.
Sit.
Honorable member.
Honorable member.
Wait.
It's not called
Honorable
to
Malema. I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit down. Please proceed.
I'm standing here so I can irritate you. You can be emotional anyhow you want. There is nothing you can do. I'm in charge. So I'm running this house, you see. So you can get angry and stand up and sit down.
House chair.
Honorable member, Malima, we are not running the house. Please proceed with your speech.
It is your because you cannot just come and announce that this is what is going to happen in a democratic parliament. So please put that proposal on the table and then let's discuss it. And if they need a right, you can't say because there is a rule here. We work according to the rules. Speaker, please.
Honorable
let's
Malemba,
debate
take
this
your
matter.
seat.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Deputy
Honorable Malema, what are you raising on
No,
now?
next time you must bring breathalyzers here, man.
No, Honorable.
How can a normal sober person say such?
Honorable Malema, you are out of order, and you must withdraw that. Honorable Malema, withdraw that. Honorable member, you withdraw that. Any member here, what breathalyzer here? Withdraw it, Honorable Malema.
Malema, please take your seat.
The opposition in Jamaica is silent and spineless. The opposition in Jamaica have no rebellion in them. This is meant to be the rebellious party in our country, the social democracy of our country, the guardian, they call themselves, of social democracy. They are meant to be the rebellious one. Look at, they gone uptown, gone sit down. They gone uptown, ganja cheer.
Honorable Zulu, what are you rising on? I'm asking if Honorable Malema Mpoko would take a question.
Honorable
yes.
Maloma, are you prepared
Yes,
to take
bring
a
it.
question?
Yes, bring it.
Honorable Malema, do you understand
Listen to the answer
the
now.
abuse of women? Would you accept when I say to you, you add a surname to a woman which does not belong to that woman? Are you aware that Tutumieni is a married woman with a surname Malema Mpoko?
Honorable Malema,
You are blowing a hot air, just exposing your incapacity to understand the women issues. You want to pretend like you are a feminist when you are not. You are self-serving. It's all about you. So stop using your self-serving ambition and interest for power and masquerading as a feminist because you are not.
Member.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I'm rising on Rule 14LA. Is Honorable Malema willing to take a question?
Honorable Malema.
Bear with me, globalists. There's a reason why I'm bringing you this particular content this morning. I'm just hoping that the PNP could see it. I'm just hoping that the opposition in our country, who have lopped their tail in silence, could see this.
Malema, will you take a question?
Yes.
Okay. Moshabi, Jula pass. Moshabi. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I'm going to apologize. That you must be held responsible. So now, my question to you is that, are you abusing your wife? Thank you very much, Chairperson of the NCOP.
Thank you very much. Let's try and keep the questions brief. Honorable Malema.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the NCOP. You have, however, continued with your dangerous plans, and you are even courageous. We heard you what you said, and now we don't believe anything that you said.
Order, Chair.
The only thing you have said,
Order, Chair.
we know you mean it.
Order,
It's
Chair.
everything that will put profit
Honorable Malema.
Order, Chair.
above all.
Honorable Malema, just
Chair.
a minute. What's your
Order.
point of order, member?
Chair, Honorable Malema agreed in responding into a question. Now there is a question. He must respond to the question before he proceeds with his mini State of the Nation address.
We don't believe that you said. Instead, we are continuing with incorrect, apartheid-sponsored neoliberal, misguided and contradictory policies. And we know you to mean it. It's everything that will put profit and greed above all. Above security,
Honorable Malema,
petrol attendants, unemployed.
Honorable Malema, just a minute. Just a minute. Honorable member, what's the point of order?
One thing you cannot do, you cannot frustrate Julius Malema. When it comes to politics, Julius Malema has all the time in the world. You cannot frustrate Julius Malema. But the PNP them seem to get frustrated. As Juliet says, sit down, they sit down. Nobody no rebel. Nobody no forceful. Everybody willing to follow the breaking up of the rules in our parliament. Parliament has never been the same since Andrew Holness handed it over to his wife. And the opposition who we put there for safeguard with, sit down, cap in hand, has become the soprano for the government's choir. And we sit down in a silent ballot. We now go silence on this. All if we lose, we're going to make nice.
Chair, we cannot allow Honorable Malema to disrespect the House and waste the time of the House. Honorable Malema agreed to take the question. He must respond to the question. And Chair,
Honorable Malema, if you can just indicate whether you answered the question or not, so that you can proceed.
I never said I won't answer the question. So I'm reading my speech. No one is going to tell me what to do at what time. I'm in charge. That's why these fools are running around here. I'm in charge.
On a point of order, Chair.
Order, Chairperson.
Point of order, Chairperson.
Order, Chairperson.
Point of order.
The ruling party by
Order,
Point of
Chairperson.
order.
Chairperson.
All of undermine.
Point of order.
Chair.
I'm in charge. I'm running.
Chairperson.
We are not in charge.
You can all jump. The
Honorable members, we are not in charge. We are going to show you. Honorable Malema, order. Order
of the opposition.
Order members.
Running the House. I'm in charge. Come on.
Order members running the House.
Who's next?
Can we have order members?
Don't worry, DP. I've got these things.
Honorable Shibambo, please sit down.
The caucus of the ANC has collapsed.
Honorable members,
On a point of
can't allow
order on you,
the
Chairperson.
House to descend into chaos.
When these robust people, when we send these robust people to Parliament, like an Isaac Buchanan and Dr. Dawes is doing fine. Dayton Campbell, who it looked like Andrew Holness obeyed him because Dayton was so submissive in Parliament the other evening. Never mind that we are in a phase at the moment. But the submissiveness of these people who we send to Parliament, who we say, at least, no, we have somebody to stand up for us. Take your seat, member. Member, take your seat. And member, take their seat. Julius Malema need to come to Jamaica, come give a lesson. Because I don't think the People's National Party is watching the South African Parliament much.
I'm in charge.
Order member.
When a student gets to an examination room, if that student does not answer question 6,
Amanda, how you the
that
morning?
student cannot be blamed. Can we proceed now with the business of the House?
Thank you very much. Please proceed, Honorable Malema.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm happy that you are continuing to learn from me. I just taught you that calling each other fools is not a problem, and you did exactly that. You learn after me. You follow me because I'm in charge. I'm running this thing.
I'm asking you to withdraw the remark that has been made about the president.
Okay. Let me explain this thing maybe different.
Wrong.
No, you don't want the truth. You don't want the truth. That's the problem. Now, I've said, and I'm prepared to withdraw.
There'll be a fourth work with.
But I said,
Mark Golden, don't make me start playing this morning. Let go the woman them. Andrea Perkis, Nikita Burchell, and Jess, them want fly. Let go the woman them. You hear me I tell you? Let them go. We can't deal with what Andrew Holness are going with. It's not business as usual. Yeah? Let go the woman them, please, Mark Golden.
in answering your question, 1, I don't beat up my wife. 2, my lawyers have written a letter to Honorable Mamabolo because he repeated it outside. Why is that important? It's important because if you have nothing to hide, you must take it to court, Mr. Malema. So I've taken it. He must pay me 1 million, or else I'm taking him to court. He has received a letter to show that I'm not hiding anything about abusing my wife. Can the president answer the question? Did he beat his late wife? That's a question we must answer. Because I've been asked the same question in this house about my wife. The president has got a history of beating up his wife, the late wife, and I'm following in the same steps you have been following. You came here to start personal battles without knowing the implications of those battles. Like that, that's how we fight.
Point of order. Honorable Malema.
Point of order. No history of abuse, the history of love. That's me for you. I don't have history of abusing women. I'm in love. I'm happily married.
Please.
I don't have an ex-wife that says I was beating her up. And
point of order,
President Zuma can confirm that Norma Zizi, the ex-wife of the president, used to complain to President Zuma about being abused by the president.
Stupid PNP, this is how it is done. No, people can't tell you, put you in a naughty corner like you're picking it. Because this is what Juliet Wholeness Adotono. Jellyback PNP, this is how it is done. Lord, how we go get Julius Malema to come to Jamaica and strengthen them up? How we go get Julius Malema to come to Jamaica and strengthen up the Jellyback balls and overless PNP? We're left with country at the mercy of nothing at all but barbarity.
On a point of order, Chair.
Bring it on. Well, I'm not scared of all of you. I'm not scared of nothing.
Honorable Malema.
I'm not scared of
Honorable Malema. Can I ask you? Order members.
This would more resemble what they call a democracy. The bully boy tactics where the government trying to play with we in Jamaica. There's no democracy in Jamaica. When you stop walk around and spread the F-free and talk about democracy. No democracy in Jamaica. Jamaica is a family corporation, and all family corporations are dictatorship. It is sad, though, that one that calls itself a democracy wallows in this disaster, but yet Zimbabwe rejected it. Even Zimbabwe, who was said to be a dictatorship, saw the danger of a wife and husband having the highest post in political office. But Jamaica celebrates it. Jamaica protects it to their detriment. And we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it till all poor Dana go over there every day on our platform on TikTok and embarrass ourselves. Poor thing them, Lord have mercy. Auntie Dana, what you turning to, man?
Can I ask you for the last time, Honorable Malema?
Hello?
But who said you please withdraw the remark. And if you don't want to withdraw the remark, I'm about to ask you to leave the house.
You don't want the truth. Your president abused his ex-wife. You can abuse power the way you want to abuse it. But come to me and you say to me, I abuse my wife. I give you the facts. Now I can respond with the facts. That's your president. That's your I'm not going anywhere. I'm not. Your president.
You come to me. I'm not I answer you. I'm even thought about
Jamaica people, that's what democracy looks like. That's what democracy looks like. What we have in Jamaica, when we cannot question the husband because the wife will tell us to sit down and take our seat. That's what a democracy looks like, where you don't have to follow the norm. That's one of the rules of democracy as well. You don't have to follow the norm if the norm doesn't serve the majority of us well. You literally don't have to follow it. Look at what we accept in Jamaica. Abina, how you go? How you do? How you do? This is what democracy look like. Not what we have in Jamaica, where we're told to sit down and we have to sit down. Nobody no talk back. Nobody no rebel. Nobody not take up the crown power and throw you out a door. You all call that thing the mace. Nobody not pick you up and throw you out a door. Nobody not jump over them bench and say, not in your son. The days that when Portia them used to call you and say, meet me outside. Them something they done with. Mark Golden winner in the fuckery. A fuckery leadership you are going with. This is uptown galang in here. Now work. That's why we're in the predicament where we in here now. With another 5 years of the junk of them picking off with flesh bit by bit. Mark Golden, no, uptown now go work. Uptown is a minuscule part of Jamaica, Mark Golden. Majority of we know how to do it ghetto. Our politics has always been ghetto, Mark Golden. I mean, in the middle of the worst we've always had politically. You can't just switch on to an uptown pan whistle. I mean, we would hope to get uptown with it one day. Not right now, though. Not in the middle of gangsters, trollops, and harlots. Let us finish Julius Malema before we go to this dirty government.
I've got nothing to hide. Honorable Malema, who said you're scared of you? Then you come to me with the nonsense, I'll give you nonsense. Not scared of you. Honorable Malema, please leave the house. I'm not part of your person. I can leave the house now. The fact remains. Mama Zizi must rest in peace. She was abused by your people.
Leave.
Before Honorable Malema leaves the house. Leave.
That's also a part of democracy as well. He follows the rule. If he violates, he leaves the house. But Julius Malema will not leave without making his point. Julius Malema will not leave without creating a disruption. PNP not to blood clot nice. Move out of my way. Damn set of fools. Like the niceness of car we're going over. Like when the niceness is going anywhere. But before we get to the politicization of the aid that has continued, that the government failed to deal with, let us remind the Americans of the day that we will never forget. The day when the Americans weaponized the weather and the environment and attacked us viciously. I have no intention of letting God or nature carry the can for this disaster, because we know that it wasn't them. We know it was the Americans. We know their intention. We know our government signed up to an ungodly agenda to have many of us killed and then to go to his masters and tell them, we have plots of lands to sell. Let us remind them, we will never forget the 29th of October, 2025, what the United Nations, the Americans, and the Jamaica government did to us.
Humans have been trying to control the weather for centuries. Native American tribes performed ceremonial dances to summon rain during droughts. The Mayans sacrificed humans to their rain god. Today, people are still trying to control the weather, but some things have changed. Modern attempts at weather control don't appeal to divinity. Instead, they use technology to put chemicals in the sky. Cloud seeding, for instance, uses silver or lead iodide to try to increase rainfall in a specific location. What's also changed over time is the scale of ambition. Today's advocates of geoengineering don't just want to address droughts or improve conditions for agriculture. They want to control the Earth's climate to address the fake climate change hoax and head off global warming. That, of course, requires massive interventions. I don't think it's the job of the federal government to help these people play God with the weather. In fact, I think it's the job of Congress to protect our people and make sure that weather and climate control experiments and activities do not create adverse, unintended consequences for the rest of us.
With respect specifically to weather modification, whether it's cloud seeding or other technologies, I actually agree with many of the assertions about the need for further discussion, further science, and potentially further regulation of these particular technologies. But it's important that we distinguish between fact and fiction, between clickbait and real solutions. So let's talk about some facts. Weather modification and cloud seeding, as was mentioned, it's a real thing. It exists. It has been practiced in varying forms since the 1940s. Increasingly, folks are looking at this as an opportunity to increase rain and precipitation, but the science is still out on many of these technologies, and we absolutely need to understand what are the implications for air quality, for precipitation, and the implications also for water rights in the West, because this could have far-reaching implications. But it's also important to understand that many of these technologies are in the R&D phase. They're in limited use in a number of states, and it's not actually technologies that the federal government even widely supports. This is largely in the private sector. So in the world of science, it is widely acknowledged that more science is needed to understand use, efficacy, and impacts of these technologies.
Crazy cranks and conspiracy theorists who were concerned about chemtrails and weather modification, well, you might have been proven right after all. I've just come out the most extraordinary 2-hour congressional hearing here at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on that very, very topic. Experts all agreeing weather modification, cloud seeding, chemtrails, it's real. Here's what happened.
For years, anybody who questioned weather modification was labeled crazy or a conspiracy theorist. Now we've learned that they've been doing it for decades. One geoengineering company called Make Sunsets injects aerosol into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight back into space. I want to show you their frequently asked questions. Why? It says, unless we reflect sunlight, tens of millions of people will die, and 20% of species may go extinct. These climate activists have come so far that they are actively trying to inject chemicals into the air to block the rays of the sun from hitting the earth. And they want to take away our God-given rights over the earth in order to satisfy their godless climate cult beliefs. Potentially cooling the earth could also cause people to freeze to death, crops to die, and could literally lead to killing millions and millions of people.
My written testimony goes into detail explaining my decision to join more than 500 other scientists and academics from around the world to call for a solar engineering non-use agreement. Second, our 70-year history with weather modification should give us some humility in thinking that we can understand what the consequences might be. We've been trying to modify the weather for 70 years, and we don't know if we're modifying the weather. And finally, we have one Earth, and experimenting on it carries considerable risk.
Researchers are creating their own storms in a state-of-the-art lab. It could end up saving lives. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. This tank gives scientists and the rest of us a view no one has ever had before. What a hurricane's power looks like at water level as it storms ashore. In just 2 minutes, scientists here can take calm waters and turn them into a monster hurricane.
The wind is gradually getting stronger and stronger as it's coming up here, and it's ramping up to a Category 5. It's probably about a Category 3 right now.
This 75-foot-long tank is the first simulator in the world capable of creating a Category 5 hurricane over water. Brian House is the director of the University of Miami's new laboratory at the Rosenstiel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. What was it like when you cranked it up the first time, full blast?
It was stunning. I mean, it was it was chills.
Nearly 40,000 gallons of seawater fill this tank. House uses a computer program and a single 1,700 horsepower fan with wind speeds up to 157 miles per hour.
This tank is the largest wind wave facility in the world. We can generate an extreme Category 5.
We can generate an extreme Category 5 hurricane, something that we have just experienced. So when we talk, so them use the environment to attack us on a dream or on a conspiracy theory. When the U.S. Congress have a hearing on any of these things, beyond what we get in public, the U.S. Congress would have collected, let me put this back in view, please. The U.S. Congress would have collected trails or scores of documents, information, and all of that before you see they have a public hearing. So for those of us who want to continue to blame God for what happened in Jamaica, war is a way of destabilizing a country. It's not the first the Americans have destabilized us. The late 70s into the early 80s, they destabilized us using drugs, gun, and violence. And it was because of socialism why they did it. Part of this is because of the same socialism agenda where they think China is holding too much of a foothold in their strategic backyard, which is Jamaica. Where I told you 2 years ago, the Americans gave Andrew Holness 2 years to roll back Chinese investment or they will take over Jamaica. I told you there was a destabilization coming. What I thought, though, it was going to be in a civil unrest. I thought it was going to be a civil unrest. But they have waged a different type of war on us while they are there threatening Venezuela. They are throwing missiles at us in a different way. And they have certainly taken back over Jamaica. You see how your prime minister sold you to the World Bank and the IMF and the IDB and all the shits and piss that the prime minister could remortgage you for free. At first, maybe in the remortgaging sector, somebody get a remortgage for free. Remortgage, the prime minister remortgage us to the United Nations, the IMF, the World Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank. The prime minister remortgaged the people of Jamaica for free without a word of consultation. Remember when they destabilized Libya? Look at what Libya is today. Since the destabilization of Libya, Jamaica people, if you don't wake up and rise up, your living standard is going to go downhill, probably faster than the root of the country. your living standard. Uptown, want to not escape the judgment, you know. Uptown, when the gunman them hungry, when the man them in the ghetto hungry uptown, and then are not more for take family, where you think them are gonna come? Uptown, look here, uptown, come here. When the gunman them, when the criminal them, when the thief them and the gangster them done with we, and they say we not enough flesh pound with them pick off. Uno think una go sit down uptown with no flesh pound, no? Like seriously uptown? Uno expect to sit down so fat and fluffy up there, and we not ever have flesh for them pick and pan? I don't think una go stay up there comfortable. I saw nothing it a go. Oh, all right, sit down. Because the problem is us. Let's remind you of how they destabilized Libya. And look at the people living standard now in Libya. And then we are going to move on to the politicization of international aid. And why is the international community allowing this to happen under them nose and them not speak up in public? Yes, on order Andrew Holness to step aside because I don't like how I cheat on a thing. But at time for somebody start speaking in public now.
Did you know that Gaddafi in Libya, nobody's homeless? Listen, everybody in Libya has either a home or an apartment. They call it a flat. Did you know education in Libya is free from kindergarten through college? And did you know that if a Libyan wanted to come to America to be educated, the government in Libya paid for their education? Did you know that? I was there when he opened a $500 million hospital with 18 theaters for operation. I was there, and we went when he was making their own medicines. See, this was a man that gave free medical attention to all the citizens of Libya. And if Libya did not offer that kind of medical attention, they could fly anywhere in the world and get it, and the Libyan government would pay for it. Did you know that? No, you didn't. Did you know that from the oil money, every Libyan citizen got a stipend every year? And did you know that that man had no debt? Everything in his country was paid for. See? Now, when you got a man that did that for an African nation and was trying to do that for all Africa, how do you think Europe felt about it? Did you know that Gaddafi in Libya, nobody's homeless?
That's the reason why I will despise Barack Obama, the murderer, as long as I have a breath. I will despise Barack Obama. Now, the government, when we talk about the politicization, regularly call we liar, them call we all sorts. We've seen complaints from Dwayne Vaz more than once. We've seen complaint from Jess more than once. We've, for that matter, seen the behavior of the Prime Minister's wife in Jess's constituency. We heard of the Minister of Local Government and the Minister of Justice. We've seen where where JLP MPs and senators are using the public resources, the donations, as a political tool to cement their self politically. This is disgraceful. In front of the world, this is disgraceful. Now in plain sight, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, government vehicle, and government workers are going round delivering package to JLP only. This international community is becoming more and more disgraceful. The partisan distribution of your generous giving in the time of disaster is being used as a vote buying tool and a politically cementing myself in the psyche of the people. This is disgraceful. We've now gone down to an all-time low. An all-time low. And the government must respond to this.
This is how the Ministry of Labor and Social Security distribute food in Western Westmoreland. They find the JLP areas and they distribute food in the name of the government. Now look at this.
See it plain and clear there. MLSS, Ministry of Labor and Social Security. License plate 304577, Jamaica government. You see it? Andrew Holness, this is an alliance story. Can always come out every day, come respond to it and say we are tell alliance story, we're propaganda this, and we're propaganda that, and we're home and we're armed. See it there? Minister of Labor and Social Security, Government of Jamaica, 304577 is the yellow license plate. All right, Prime Minister. So you can't say alliance story, me I tell.
Look at this. This is the Ministry of Labor and Social Security in Western Westmoreland distributing food. The Member of Parliament knows nothing about it. You see the level of partisan politics that the JLP is playing as we speak? Look for yourself. Look for yourself, Jamaica. Look for yourself. Look for yourself. And they talk about good governance. Look for yourself. Government vehicle distributing food to only Jamaica Labour Party supporters.
I would have match trash there to turn up for block the license plate. Look like double bed.
This is how the
Andrew Holness, the international community is watching. The international community is watching. We know say CVM blind. We know say TVJ deaf. We know CVM blind. TVJ deaf. And Big Moms sit down under the ackee tree with you. We have to do a job out here. No matter if we're lying story or we're propagandists, it couldn't matter what you call me. It couldn't matter what the government think we are and what we are doing. If it never effective, you would even talk about it. You would even see it. The raw truth, though, has become the major problem that this government fight against. Not the problem of homelessness in our country at the moment. Not the problem of displacement. not the outbreak of leptospirosis, which this government told us yesterday. Me have it beat and teach. Me have it in our beat and teach there. Hold on. Me have it in a queue. Me just not ready for the junk yet. Hold on there. Hold on there. Murder. Me have it in a queue. Me just not ready for the junk yet. Me soon ready for the junk. Me have it in a queue, man. Me just not ready for the junk yet. We're asking the international community to intervene with them aid. This is why we are asking the government, what is the problem with the government and crisis international? Everybody see by now, say it is a field day for the government to steal. It is a field day for all the thieves in government. Now you have the Prime Minister, concubines. Dana Dixon, a Minister of Education. Rhoda Crawford is her undersecretary when it comes to education. I think Marlon is her undersecretary when it comes to information or something of the bullshit of that. But Rhoda Crawford, while education, it's on its face. Rhoda, the undersecretary for the Minister of Education, is in the Caribbean campaigning for the NDP. While no plans is made, even though all them can tell we're going to open school in January, but no plans. With what plans? Because the schools, some of the schools are still being used as shelters across Western Jamaica. Yes, Marlon Morgan. Marlon Morgan is her undersecretary in the Information Ministry, whereas Rhoda is her undersecretary in the Education Ministry. Because you know, I hope a lumping and clumping are going. There is no plan how Melissa is going to be dealt with. Given the task, given the overwhelming task to an incompetent young man, will not suffice. It just will not. But we're going to go over to the Churchill puppy. We're going to go over to the Churchill puppy. It's one thing when a rude and arrogant political representative speaks. We don't elect senators in our country. Senators get jobs in our country because they're butt lickers or ass kissers, or people like Dana who may lift their skirts and lie down, or because of who they know, or because of who they may offer a political front to. But we didn't elect them. And when a minister of government take $1.4 billion of our money and spend on literal fuckery, all bus that we have had to spend millions on, 1, to retrofit, 2, to change tire, and to knock out the rust out of the seas up engine them. And Dana Dixon is saying to us that because the People's National Party had a political difference in it, an opposition to it, it must not serve the children of PNP, because that's what I got from the Churchill puppy. Isn't that what you got, Jamaica? Let's listen to the clip and tell me what you heard from Churchill's puppy.
Question to Minister Vaz. Can you give any updates on the resumption of the rural school bus program, specifically in Hanover? We know one of the MPs in Hanover, the Western Hanover's MP, was asking for a resumption of this service.
Is that the school bus program that was opposed? Same one? Okay. All right, just checking. So that
For those of you in social media land that does not know, this bitch on screen is the Minister of Education, the Minister of Information and Youths. These buses, old, rejected, and we don't agree with them, were spent using our money to bring our children to school. This harlot is saying that because we have a political opposition to how our money was spent, then she's surprised that we want to have access to it. Whose money was it again? You see the predicament where we get up in a. You see the predicament where we get up in a. Where wholeness can appoint the people them who are in bed and they can come talk to it. They can come contact to it any way they want. Over with money. People who we don't elect. Dana Dixon is one of them. We'll go on and give out international resources. Because the whole of them shall work for get Babs' seat. Them will work for a political good name. Marlon Morgan work for a seat. Tam Tavares, Christian Tavares Vincent, I work for a seat. That's why all of these labor operatives, George Wright, I work back to get a seat. That's why these people are using your international donation, your goodwill, as a political campaign tool in the worst disaster we've ever experienced. And they think when we question it, when we talk about it, we're being too political. But the same dunce them sit down and do it openly in the public where everything captured on camera these days. Yes, that was said by a Minister of Education. This is where it come to, where every one of them can carry out them political biases span with money. And Jamaica people want to sit down and support these two set of junk labor PNP. The PNP them gone to bed with the labor rights them. The PNP has become the soprano for the government's choir. Jamaica, we not get no service. That's why we people in Western Jamaica still lie in the rubble of Melissa 1 month on. 1 month on, we still lying at the rubble of Melissa. Because as for my community, we don't have any political representative. Fly Green sacrificed us in Southwest St. Elizabeth. And we can't get no political representative. Because Flight Green had just have to go with whatever Andrew Holness wants. As a member of the cabinet, you cannot have a different position from the Prime Minister. You lead on the Prime Minister's agenda. If the Prime Minister says fly, you ask him how high. So even if Flight Green says him not get help and support for his constituency, as long as he's a part of the cabinet, he cannot open his mouth. Derek Sanksa is old and dead and nowhere to be found. We don't have no representation down there. So that's why beyond then they come down to come pronounce Black River ground zero. You're not going to hear much about parity and Black River anymore. Hello? We don't have representative down there. Agency driver, one. We don't have representative in Black River. Southwest St. Elizabeth, which is one of the worst hit areas in Melissa, the entire constituency. But we don't have a representative because our representative have to follow the ministerial code and have to agree cap in hand with whatever comes from the government. So we don't have Southwest St. Elizabeth there. We gone to the dogs. Are we any picking up for Guan? Are we going to have to pick it up for ourselves? We don't have an MP. And we don't have councillor. We don't have MP and we don't have councillor. Who is at the table for us? Nobody. When Flight Green is at the table, he's at the table for his agricultural ministry. He's there for his ministerial portfolio for agriculture, mining, and fisheries. Remember, say Flight Green deal with mining in it. Remember, say they find oil of this course of his constituency. Remember, say there's an expensive, rich sand in the riverbed of his constituency. They sacrifice us and want us to walk around and blame God. They attacked us and they want us to walk around and blame God. Jamaica, you got to wake up. Jamaica, you have got to wake up. Because I tell you this, if you let this go on for too long, a next generation down the line will be writing about you. You know, like generations wrote about enslavement and colonization. Generations will write about the descendant of the enslaved that walked back willingly into slavery. That's one of the biggest topics for the 29th century. Not for the 29th century, I mean, for the 23rd century. It's going to want to be one of the biggest topics of how the descendant of the enslaved walked back willingly into slavery. Because this is the direction of Jamaica at the moment. Look at Haiti. Haiti is fighting tooth and nail. We'll never go silently. We'll never give up our land and resources silently. You bleach out, drop down pants on no knee, bore out batty gunman faggots in Jamaica. You'd be better served as a barbecue rather than killing off each other. Rather than killing off each other, you'll serve better as a barbecue, becoming a force against this tyrannical government. But the whole on selling yourself short. The whole on just love pull down on a zip and pull up on a skirt. No go on, yeah. Go on. Not because when I say they in a prostitution pays off. Not because when I say the Prime Minister's prostitution pays off. Not because when I flight green prostitution pays off. Means that all on of a prostitute on herself. Some man can have dignity, like literally. Yeah. Some man can have dignity. And not everyone will just sell out so. And not everyone will just bow down and bend over for money and power so. Somebody must stand up for what is right. Monica, the US will put troops in Jamaica because it's a China deterrent. I told you never listened to me 2 years ago. I told you that the US have a huge problem with China influence and they're planning to take back over Jamaica. The big problem, especially with Donald Trump, the Chinese influence in Jamaica or in the region was of a great bother to him, particularly in Jamaica because of our strategic positioning in the region as a global shipment hub, a human and organ trafficking hub, a gun and drugs and economic traffic. We're situated in a region for everything good and bad. Place where they can go abuse children, buy sex, and all of the mush mush and the mash mash. So, them no wants lose the influence of Jamaica, and Donald Trump was forceful in stepping up the return of the American hegemon over Jamaica. That's why I'm telling us to keep an eye on Vernon Field. Because remember, Vernon Field is a U.S. air base. Vernon Field is a U.S. air base where a lot of the operation carry out from in the 70s and 80s in the takedown of Michael Manley. So, any re-establishment of the Americans in our country, them are going to come back and rebuild out Vernon Field because the Americans are positioning them, because you all don't understand. We are the playground. The Caribbean is the playground at the moment. Remember, America muster up itself around Venezuela. You may not hear this in the international media, but Russia and China have sent extensive military support to Venezuela. Venezuela at the moment, even if a baby is capable of being trained to war against an American invasion, Venezuela will train them. So when I tell you that Jamaica, a couple years ago, that Jamaica will be locked, or Jamaica is locked into a geopolitical warfare between the Americans and the Chinese, and it's not going to turn out good for us. I think we are seeing exactly now what I was talking about then. And bear in mind, this is only just the start. This is only just the start. We've had a distance to go. But as I keep saying to you all, we can roll this back. It is because we have given up our powers. It is because we are so disunited and unorganized. Why these people behave like them so powerful. But we have got to wake up. Because you see, if we don't, we have everything to lose. You see the source of life where Melissa left we with? You see the source of life where Melissa left we with? Next time they not go left we with anything. Melissa left we with little life. But this time, our political leaders not go left with anything. We are the only ones who care about them. Our political leaders don't care about us. If they were in it for the care, somebody would have at least made whole on one of their promises by now. Somebody would have made whole on one of their promises by now. And all we are given is promises. And we continue to attack each other while the government is attacking us. While the opposition sit by and see the government attack us in almost silence. But when it comes to protecting the government, both political parties, that is the only thing that Jamaica do well. The only thing that Jamaica do well is protect corruption, is protect cronyism, is protect political biasness. And then we want our politicians to do better. I mean, how could we say we love ourselves and our country when the very people for decades who regularly and continuously fucking up our country, we don't want to hold them to account? When we hold them to account, we've been called all sorts and tell of what political ideology we should support or not. Or we are being branded as whoever they think and want us to be. Jamaica is at a crossroad. What direction will you want Jamaica to go? Because the direction Jamaica goes matters probably not to you, but your children and grandchildren, it will matter to them. It could be a direction of the freedoms, of the justices, social justice, political justice, and economic justice. Or it could be the very direction that generations of our ancestors have fought hard to come out of, have fought hard to give us this voice that we have today. If you choose that road, there might never be a rebellion that would reclaim something that would look like freedom. Not at least the unshackled freedom that we descendants of the enslaved have today. You got to be careful, Jamaica. You are playing with fire. Just as much as the Prime Minister is playing with fire, you, the people of Jamaica, is also playing with fire. And remember, Fire destroys. Marcus Garvey reminds us, unite or perish. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support. And whoever you got a social media page, you should post a photograph of the Minister of Education and ask her to resign. You should be asking, if you care about your children, you should be asking the Minister of Education to resign, because your Minister of Education caters only to one political sector of children in our country. And if you're a parent, you should be asking the Minister of Education for her resignation. Thank you very much. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV. What happened to me?
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, listen Rastafari, war and cry, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, save all people. And we love Jah, we love Jah, Rastafari, we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I and I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down, war and crime, fight down, war and crime, Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all, and we love Jah, me love Jah, me love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight, and then DJ.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.